Welcome everybody to another episode of Locked In Golden State Warriors podcast. I'm Brandon Frenio, joined by me as my co-host, Jordan Medeiros.
Yo.
And as always, we got our special guests, Bashar from 49 Minded, and Cory, our guy, sport fanatic himself. How we doing, fellas?
Doing good, man.
Doing good now.
Awesome.
Doing well.
Good. So Warriors pull off another win up in the series 3-0. They won 109 to 100. We'll go over to our man Cory with all the stats. Let's start it off with Cory.
Yeah, I was trying to do my best on getting stats quarter by quarter, and the Warriors started off a lot better tonight. They didn't fall behind and having to exert so much energy going through. They ended. We'll just jump ahead. They ended the half shooting 42%, where Dallas was somewhere around 34%. The big numbers that you're looking at tonight were points in the paint, 46 to 34, and even bigger stat, the second chance points, 18 to 4. They're out rebounding opponents left and right. It's getting almost absurd, 47 to 33 tonight. Free throws, they ended up shooting 9 less, 25 or 22 or 25, where Dallas was 27 of 34. But the Warriors, they didn't keep the trend going with the 56%. They only shot 47% tonight, but they held Dallas 30 of 75 shooting for 40%. Dallas really just had no answers. The Warriors were able to keep the turnovers down to 10. That's good enough. I've been telling you, Warriors keep the turnovers to 12 or less and shoot anywhere from about 47, 48% or up. They're going to win every game. The defense is too good. And you could clearly tell that Dallas is just a completely broken team. They don't have the bench. They had Dinwiddie, who went off. I didn't get his final stats. But you had Luka for 41, 42. And, oh, by the way, that puts him at, where did I write it down? 2-6 in the playoffs when Luka scores 40 or more. So in a lot of ways, you're not really we said this, I think, in a preview show or something. Let Luka score all the damn points he wants because there's no supporting cast. You can't win a series with one guy. I wrote a couple notes in the first half, first quarter, second quarter. There was times where the Warriors were just a little too much passing, and they ended up giving up a few too many wide open looks, especially from the outside. Fortunately, the Dallas only shot 13 to 45 from the outside, where the Warriors were only 11 to 32. So they essentially hit the same amount of threes, but Dallas just doesn't have the horses. I mean, and that's really the moral of this. Do they go into Dallas and take care of business and sweep them on Tuesday, or does Dallas have one more push and try to push this back to San Francisco for Thursday? But other than that, it really just came down to out rebounding, second chance points, and great distribution from a lot of these players. But I'll let one of you guys talk, and then I'll bring up the numbers for our guys here. Looney with another monster.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I was so mad when they wiped that dunk off initially, though. I was like, these referees are just terrible. I hate
they ruined the moment for him.
I thought the officiating was actually much better tonight than I had seen in many games. There was a few sort of questionable things, but nothing drastic. That poster by Wiggins was certainly the obvious one, but I think for the most part you were looking at a fairly evenly officiated game tonight.
Well, I also thought that backcourt violation on Green was kind of bullshit, in my opinion. He was passing the line, and it shouldn't have been a turnover at all.
That's the second one they've been called on in this series, if I'm not mistaken, too. I think Poole had one in game 1 or 2. I can't remember which game. I think it was game 2. Just got to get across the line in 8 seconds, and you don't see it called often, but when you do, it's just like,
Yeah.
Boneheaded. Need to use your head a little bit more.
Yeah. Just
Bashar,
quick.
what do you think, Bashar? What do you think about the game?
Oh, I mean, it was awesome, wasn't it? I mean, hey, people were again. I've mentioned this so many times. I'm going to keep mentioning it because all these people doubting Steph Curry. Well, hey, you're watching a Hall of Fame player right in front of your eyes. Another 31-point game this time around. I mean, he's just a leader, man. He stepped up. He led the team, and and Wiggins was on his coattails pretty much. We didn't have a big game from what's his name, Pool Party. He had that nice 3 at the end, of course, but it's just somebody stepping up. So this time around, Wiggins is stepping up. Klay Thompson was super solid, excellent. I love watching these Warriors, man. I'm just elated. I'm just a happy guy right now.
Yeah, I mean when. Oh, go ahead, Brandon.
Oh no, go ahead, Jay, and then I'll bring up something else.
I was just gonna say, when what's his name, Luka and Curry had that little squabble for the half. I knew it was over because Curry was gonna come out firing, like he always does. So don't piss off Curry.
Yeah. So a quick little update on Otto Porter Jr. His foot injury. It was not the same foot that he's been out with. It was his opposite foot. It's definitely concerning, but X-rays were negative, which was good after they did X-rays on his foot. Warriors expect to know more in the next 24 hours. So we'll see how that goes with Otto, because big
contributor,
yeah, especially when Draymond is in foul trouble or whatever.
I think he'll be fine. I think we just save him for the finals. So
I mean, Otto's been doing excellent all these playoffs, and
I
stepped away from the game for a good minute or so, and that was the minute that Otto got hurt, unfortunately. But
we'll get GP2 back.
I thought we were going to see a whole lot of Kuminga, at least a good 10-minute stretch of him playing on the floor. I keep screaming his name out on Twitter. I didn't scream his name on Twitter today, but I know when Brandon tagged me on a post asking me about Kuminga, I assumed that since Otto Porter Jr. is out of the lineup that we'd see him. But hey, we won without him, so that's fine. I'm not going to really make a big deal about it. But if Otto Porter Jr. isn't going to play next game, I definitely want to see Kuminga in the mix.
Yep,
I think Moody played pretty well.
Moody was nice, man.
Really nice Moody had Moody out there. Yeah, Moody had some good minutes in there today. So that's good. 49er media, how's it going? Wiggins been insane. Yes, he has. I'm loving playoff. It's just a whole different level from Wiggs. To be honest, he had 27 points tonight. So
27, 11, and 3 on 11 of 20 shooting.
Yeah. So I mean that explains it right there too.
And a poster. Don't forget the poster.
And
had 2 posters.
Hey, and even better,
the poster.
He had the poster on Luka.
Can you play that dunk by any chance when you get a chance? I don't know. I don't want you to get a
copy. Yeah, you should play it. Yeah.
Oh man, that was just one. That was so sick, dude. And what sucked is usually when I see those big time dunks, I'm the loudest one that celebrates. But again, once they blew that whistle, I was just like, "What? It doesn't count,"
Also, Cory, is this the best game they shot from the free throw line? Because I know they only missed 3.
They went 22 of 25, 88%. I think so. I mean, if you're looking percentage wise, I think they've had other. I'll go ahead, Brandon. I'll finish my thought when you're done with this. Oh, don't go in slow mo. Can you play it? Can you play this in real time?
Yeah.
What are we doing? This is just a. I mean,
what it looks like when you get done.
I like the slow mo, but let's see. Why not show it in real time first and then slow it down, like a normal human being would.
Right there.
Whoa,
Come on.
Whoa.
Oh, that
I
was
think
just.
Is
it just the connection? Because it's just.
I think because we're all on.
Oh yeah, it's the connection.
It's because we're all on.
I think it's because of the connection probably.
It was Jordan-esque, no doubt, though.
Damn.
You know what though?
Yes, I can do that.
What was it? Remember when Wiggins had played the Timberwolves at one point during the season, and he had like one amazing monster dunk, and then he followed up later with like an amazing putback over Karl Anthony Towns, and I was like, wow, nice to see Wiggins, uses athleticism for a change, and for a long stretch of the season, we didn't see any of that, and that's why I was all big on Kuminga, because I know Kuminga always loves to go in and go for the dunk, but Now that Wiggins is doing this, man, that just elevates and raises his game, and he's doing it at the perfect time of the season, obviously, because what better time than the playoffs?
I know he didn't do as well as he did in the last game, but what do you think of Kerr bringing in Moody in the first half?
It was great.
I thought it was
Overly
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a good coaching play by him. And he actually, he brought some fire to the table too. So
He had a big
I like
rebound.
that.
He had some good defensive switches on Doncic. That's what I noticed. He only put up 1 point. He had that free throw, but he made his presence felt. And when you watched the game and you noticed him, you saw the good that he was doing out there. I can go check his I don't know what his plus minus.
What did you guys think of the JTA minutes?
I
almost forgot that he was on the floor. I think they just did that because Draymond got into foul trouble there a little early.
He played for 5 minutes and he had 1 turnover. That's his highlight of it.
Yeah. So Andy makes a good point. He says refs were trying to keep Luka from being a poster by calling that silly offensive foul.
Yeah,
I 100% agree.
Luka so damn much. It's silly.
Yeah, they won't give Curry the fouls, but,
No.
Hey,
but there was one where Curry drove in and got the bucket, but he should have gotten an and one and he didn't get it.
There were a few times where Curry should have went to the line, man.
Moody was minus 12 when he was on the floor.
I saw his minus 12. I was like, whoa, that's kind of weird.
Wiggins, the winner at plus 22 again.
Oof.
Again, we did see
Curry 19, Draymond 19, Clay 13, and Looney only 5.
Yeah. Sometimes that plus minus thing that doesn't really work.
It's really in hockey. I mean, the plus minus really makes more sense in hockey.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean,
I agree.
Because there's so much variance in basketball. It's all about runs.
I'm glad that
really.
Yeah.
If Looney's grabbing 12 boards, he gets a plus 20 from me. So he got 12 boards today, and Wiggins got 11. So, we're crashing the glass.
Rebound was solid.
Steph Curry with his 11 assists, by the way. That's really nice, man.
Oh.
10 of 20 shooting, too.
Yep.
He came out firing.
Cory, let's go ahead and switch over to I know you wanted to talk about our guys, like the percentage-wise and everything. What was your take on the shooting tonight and the three? Like, I felt like they took a little bit more threes than they did last game that weren't going in. Clay looked like he was struggling in the first half. And Andrew Wiggins was kind of missing a couple threes too. Well, he only went with 1, but anyways, I mean, what's your take on Clay kind of struggling in the second quarter?
I think what Clay is doing right now is I think he's pressing. I think he tries to force some shots a little too much. But the thing with Clay, he's a lot like Dallas. He's very streaky. So when he's starting to hit some shots there, his mid range was pretty much on point today. I mean, that was kind of where his reliable range was. He did hit a couple threes there throughout the game, but I think there's just times where he just forces up some shots that he should probably just take an extra second. You know that the defense is trying to collapse on him, but I think there's just times I think he's just forcing things out a little too much. But I mean, great game overall. There was a point I think in the early fourth quarter where he was ISO with Luka, and I'm going on the other side now, where he stood him up and played really, really well. And forced Luka into about an 18 or 20 footer that he missed. But the bottom line is that Dallas is going to live and die by the 3, and the 3 was not working again tonight, and that's why they ended up. I mean, that's really the big point from tonight. But yeah, no, I just think he was forcing him up though, to kind of get back to your original point.
Yeah, Bashar, you have any other takes on that same question? Why Clay kind of struggled in the beginning, but finally found his groove in the second half?
I saw him struggling, and I tried not to worry about it too much. It definitely crossed my mind though when I was watching him, and I was like thinking back to myself because I remember when a few weeks ago when I talked to Cyrus from Lockdown Warriors about Clay, and my question to him was about Clay's development from his injury. You know, how close to the
Mm-hmm.
to the real Clay that we all know and love is the current Clay. And he was saying that he thought offensively Clay was definitely up there with the Clay of old, but he just needs to get back to his old defensive ways. But with that said, though, whenever I sit there and ponder about Clay, he just finds a way to just step up and have a good game. So those thoughts were running through my mind, obviously, in the first half. And the second half, you know, I saw him get the I believe it was the two dunks or one dunk. I know he had that one dunk, but whenever and I texted my friend when this happened, I said, whenever Clay dunks like that, it leads to something good. And
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I just feel like this Clay Thompson, you know, momentum swing coming along, and you know, so hey, 19 points for him, not bad, and not bad defensive leader. He didn't
Yeah.
look too bad on defense.
He
I
played
was
pretty.
so
Yeah.
that was my Yeah, that was my next question. Switching over to the other side of the ball, like Andy said, or actually it was Lotharop. He said Clay's looking good on defense. His legs are under him 100%. He had great defense against Luka, especially. What was your take? You think his defense is finally getting to how he was before his injuries, Corey?
I think he's still not what he was. I mentioned the play against Luca. The next possession, the possession after, I forget if it was Dinwiddie or Brunson, blew right past him right on the baseline. So his lateral movement, you can tell, is still not there. I don't know if it's ever going to be, but you know, hopefully by next season he's going to really be able to get a better feel for his lateral movement. But just playing a guy straight up, I think he's doing an exceptional job, uh, considering that he had been out for the last 2 years.
Yeah, Bashar?
Your question about Clay's defense, or
Yeah.
oh,
Yes.
okay. I was kind of touching on it too a little bit earlier, but yeah, I
Yeah. I mean,
mean,
you have anything else to add?
nothing else to add really. But yeah,
Okay.
I
Okay.
think
good
he's
stuff.
like mid. He's like
Um,
mid level right now.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say he's all. I mean, obviously, from what I see on from defense, I would definitely not say he's all
All pro.
defense, first team or second team. Maybe, maybe he's lucky if he gets on the third team right now. I don't know. Not saying he's terrible or bad. He's good. It's just not what we
it's
knew
just
from before, though.
he's getting up there again, slowly but surely. Um, my next question is Jordan Poole had a slow game. He had 10 points. Was 2 for 4 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3 point range. Free throws, he was 100%, 4 for 4. Um, why aren't we seeing the outrageous Poole getting over 20 points every game like we did in the first series? What do you think has changed from the first series to now, Corey?
I don't think they're as reliable. They're getting plenty of contributions from Steph is playing on top of his head. Looney is
Mm-hmm.
getting more points and more putbacks. I think it's Wiggins though. I think the actual answer
Okay.
is Wiggins. I think Wiggins is putting up his his skill and being able to take a little bit of load. I mean, what did you say? Poole took 4 shots.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep. Took 4 shots.
you know,
Eight altogether.
well, the free throw's uncontested. Say what you will, but that's
Oh
that's
no,
what makes this team so deadly. Is it's not necessarily the
yeah,
same guy every night. You can go to
that's
Curry
true.
one night, you can go to Wiggins another night. Clay can get hot
Mm-hmm.
one of these days. You've already seen what Looney can do
20
in
points.
game 2,
Yeah.
20, 21, or 23 points there. Draymond can even put up. Draymond put up 10 tonight with his 5 point.
Mm-hmm.
He had
Rebounds
that
and
Charles
assists as
Barkley.
well.
He had that Charles Barkley-esque monster dunk down.
But
Looney.
it's Draymond
Yeah.
just does so many things that you never even look at the stat sheet for. I mean, he's such a leader
Yeah.
and can really dictate the pace and dictate kind of what's going on. He really is the captain of that team.
So
And I was
after,
gonna say that the beauty of it, though, I mentioned it earlier, and Corey just touched on it too. Like we said, oh, well, Jordan Poole only put up 10 points. I did like the fact that he was looking to penetrate, and definitely love to see him do that a whole lot each out in every game. Again, he barely took any shots today, but this team again, it's like, hey, you know what? Maybe Jordan Poole isn't the hot hand today for whatever reason, and they're not going to him big. But again, he mentioned Wiggins. Like there's this unselfishness where no player, like back in the days when you had Jordan Pippen always had to be like what score was 1 and 2, right? With this team, it's different. You have other guys that can score and step up.
But that's why you go into
Yeah.
the last 3 years of that. After Jordan came back, you had Kukoc, you had Kerr, Ron Harper was in there, even the big men like Weddington and things like that. You go back prior, you had John Paxton. There's role players. It's not one guy. It's not even just two guys. You need a collective amount of production from 3, 4, 5 guys, and the Warriors have about 5, 6, maybe even 7 that all really contribute well. And that's why Dallas was dead from the start. They had Dinwiddie, who played very, very well off the bench. But did anyone else outside of those score? I know that other big man, I think, was 0 for
Bullock had
4.
nothing.
If you just look at, you had the starters, they all kind of did what they were going to do. Luka went off for his 40, whatever. You need more, especially with the style that the Warriors play. You're going to be so tired just trying to defend this team with all the ball movement and all the switches and pick and rolls and everything. You're dead. You're dead from the start.
Agreed.
So I had
Agreed.
2 questions, and it goes on Draymond. First question is, how many technical fouls does he need before he gets suspended a game in the playoffs? And 2, I kind of liked what I saw from Draymond as far as taking some jumpers. I think he needs to be a little bit more aggressive besides just being passive and all that. Do you guys agree? Do you think he should
He
be
was
more?
quieter this game, though. Draymond was a bit quieter this game.
He wasn't jabbing the same way. He did pick up a technical. To answer your question, we're talking technicals now, right? Not flagrants.
Mhm.
So flagrants, it's 4 in the postseason. Technicals, I believe it's 7. I believe it's 7
Oh, yeah.
for the postseason. Kind of like 16 in the regular season. Once you hit that 16th tech, you get suspended for
Yeah.
the game. I think it's 7 in the postseason.
And he has
But
what?
don't quote me on that.
We
4
have to
or
look up the
something?
Draymond technical counter somewhere.
4 flagrants, 7 technicals. They're 2 different stats now.
Mm.
Flagrant, you have to determine if it's a flagrant 1 or a flagrant 2. Technical is just if you get 2. It's almost like in soccer, 2 yellows equal a red. A red is kind of a flagrant, although flagrant 2. A yellow card is like a technical, where if you get 2 in a game, you're out.
So would you like to see Draymond more aggressive, not like dunks or layups, but like shooting wise?
No,
No.
because I
don't mind
think
him
he's
taking-
doing enough.
So-
Because there's enough scoring without him.
Well,
I mean, he did score 10
Yeah.
tonight, 5 of 10 shooting. He hit. I didn't check to see what his free throw
So
stats were, but no,
So-
I'm fine with what he's doing right now.
he didn't have any free throw shots at all, but the three pointer he took, I thought it was a 3-pointer, but it was actually counted as a 2.
They reviewed it and they
Yeah.
switched it to a 2.
Yeah,
What you
yeah, I thought it
you
was a
guys
3.
How are you guys reacting when Curry got tripped up by one of the fans?
It was the waiter.
So it's actually a waiter.
When he was
It was
delivering
a
food?
waiter trying to, he's trying to take an order, and he went down on one knee, and that's when he tripped.
Okay.
I guess.
That's-
But I'm like, why are they doing that while they're actually playing? Why don't you wait till
Dallas has
timeout?
already been fined for
Well,
it.
they could have
as well.
served a different
Yeah.
section. They didn't have to go right on the court, but
Yeah.
at the same time, Curry didn't see him, so it's like,
Let me say what's up to Low the
Yeah.
Truth 05 in the chat. I see you, bro. 49ers Media, Andy
Yes,
Land,
sir.
Prius Game is here. Prius Game, what do you think about Steph Curry now? I know you were kind of hating on Steph Curry a few games ago.
Yeah. 49er Media said Draymond should not be shooting. He should be
All
going
right.
to the basket for layups and
I hear
dunks.
you.
I do not want him to
I hear you, I hear
see him shoot.
Unless he's wide open and it's in
But I
rhythm,
just feel like
fine.
if he makes more shots,
Yeah.
Top of the
it'll-
key.
it'll open more. But all right, for sure.
Yeah. Lowe said Draymond point forward status is one of the best.
Hard to argue
I
that.
agree. Yep. So another thing I wanted to point out too, and they also got fined for this as well. So Theo Piston, Mark Davis asked him to change because it was a white shirt, and they already got fined for it from the last game. But he refused to change it in tonight's game for some reason. I don't know why.
Who refused to change the shirt?
Theo Pinson.
He's wearing the white shirt, the white tee.
Yeah, but
He didn't.
So I have a feeling they're gonna get fined again.
Yeah.
Probably they don't care. The boy, the one and only John V. What's going on, my guy?
The Greek Destroyer. What's up, dude? I know your Cleveland Cavaliers aren't in the playoffs, but I hope you're supporting us Warrior fans. Even though Mike Brown's still our assistant coach, I really don't like him. But.
What's up, John?
It's Cory. Yep, but moving on to as well.
I forgot to mention
what. Go ahead.
But John V has a great YouTube channel called The Locker Room Rant. It's really good, and it's very underrated. They need more subscribers. They need more subs. Just type The Locker Room Rant. It's him and his 3 friends that he grew up with. One's a Bills fan, one's a Cleveland Browns fan, one's a 49er fan, obviously, and they just always argue and fight, and it's awesome.
I'll check it out.
It's a straight comedy. It's a comedy show.
It really is.
What's up, John? I don't know you, but I'll check your.
This guy's a Raider fan, by the way. Sorry, but
hey, don't be hating. It's Cory. Don't be hating.
You're gonna give me a migraine here. Oh my goodness.
That's the only difference I have with everybody.
Oh God.
Hey, whatever.
But yeah, man.
Back to the Warriors.
So going on to Game 4. What are we going to see different, especially in the beginning, because you saw how hot they started off right in tonight's game in the first quarter, and then second quarter they started to struggle again. Turnovers were happening again as well. How many turnovers did they have altogether?
10. Alice only had 7.
Okay,
That's
that's really good for the Warriors.
Well,
right? 10's
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And we're still out rebounding them
We're
too.
always good out rebounding.
You're
always good out rebounding.
Yeah, we're really nice on rebounds.
Yeah, but I think, in all honesty, I feel like, especially tonight's game, I think we could have freaking won at least by 20 if they didn't struggle as much as they did.
I thought so too.
In the second quarter.
Thought so too.
Yeah.
I think they'll sweep. Honestly.
Yeah. So Lowe says, Cory, how do you feel about Wiseman going into next season? I got mixed emotions. He's super young.
He is young, but if you go back as far as the summer league before the season even started, before preseason, this guy is a freak athlete. I think with some size. I know this is reaching a little bit, but with a little bit more size and a little bit more bulk, just more muscle, I think he could be another Giannis, because I think he has that type of athletic ability, just in the way of his IQ level is through the roof. He has insane length, and although I think he's an inch taller than Moody. Moody actually has, I think, a little bit of a reach on him. I think both of them, their future is bright. And if we can then get Wiseman on the floor for an extended period of time, that's three young men that the NBA doesn't want to see playing, because they're you have the old timers and Steph, Clay, and Dre kind of getting to the end of their careers. If they can mold these young men into something special, and you'll also see Jordan Poole, who's turning into a little miniature Stephen Curry as well. They're going to be a death lineup for many years to come. But I like what I see in Wiseman. He needs more run. Obviously, you're probably not going to see it much at this point, just with the pressure and just what's at stake. But this team looks very bright for many years to come.
Hey Corey, did you catch Wiseman in the G League this season by chance when they had him running in the G League?
I wasn't really watching. I did see
He played pretty well.
that. Yeah, I mean he played well. If you look at Jordan Poole in last season, I mean he was tearing it up. Moody has looked very good. But I'd like to just see the three of them, and I guess technically the four of them, if you include Poole, on the floor together, because I think just with the athletic ability and the IQ level, draft a big man, draft maybe another shooter in there. We have as of right now, we have 3 draft picks. We have 2 in the second round. Who knows if we're going to end up keeping all 3 of them? I have a feeling they're going to end up making some trades. But to go back to the original question, I love what I see in Wiseman so far. He just needs to keep developing and improving.
I was going to say, Wiseman, if you watched him in the G League this season, he actually looked a bit more muscular up top in his upper body. And he was moving really well.
Yeah, that's true.
He was making some really nice plays and, doing all those crazy dunks that he does and just looking like the best, easily the best player on the floor by a mile. And I was so excited to see him step back into the season. And then they said his knee had swelling. And then after that, they started babying him.
And
they actually asked him recently if he thinks he can play right now, and he said yes. And they already have him geared up to play in the summer league once the draft is over. So
wait until he adds another 15 or 20 pounds of muscle. Think of how crazy he's going to look then, because he's really just been resting. I mean,
20 years old.
He has no mileage on him yet. No tread. This kid with Kuminga and Moody and Poole, all 22 and younger. Come on now, this could be death for the NBA going forward. This could be another dynasty in the making, even with the big guys not kind of coming to the end of their prime, but they're all still playing at a very high level. But I'm very excited for Kuminga going forward for sure.
Yeah. So John V asks, who do you prefer to face off in the finals, Miami or Boston? Talked about this the other night. So we'll go ahead and say it again. I think Boston would be a nice matchup, in my opinion.
And why? Why Boston over Miami?
I feel like because of Boston, how good their defense is, and I mean, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and everybody, like how good their shooting is and everything, I think it'll be a good test for the Warriors to play against and become champions against a really good team, kind of like how they did when they faced LeBron James those couple times.
So you'd rather face, so just so I get this, so I understand this, you would rather test the metal against the top defensive team in the league as opposed to a team where the bench, well, actually both benches are a little flat, but a team that doesn't have the defensive pedigree, who pretty much relies on Jimmy Butler. You have Kyle Lowry, you have Hero, you have Adebayo in there.
Tucker.
PJ Tucker.
Well, I don't know, man, because yesterday's game, I saw a lot more defense from Miami.
Because of the injuries. Boston is getting plagued by injuries worse than any team right now. I mean, you had Marcus Smart, who went out with a really nasty sprained or turned ankle. He comes back in the game. Then Jaylen Brown. I didn't see the status of Jaylen Brown and if he's okay. The answer is, as I said, going into after we had finished Memphis and looking at Game 7 with Phoenix and Dallas, the United States and the NBA fans would like to see Phoenix playing against us. The easier matchup and the way that we're going to be able to get through easier without having to use as much tread, as much energy would be Dallas, which is what we got. And as you're seeing, it's 3-0.
Yeah, that's true.
If you do a straw poll and what the NBA, Adam Silver, what they want Boston, because they know that this is a defensive ranked number 1 versus number 2. It's a large market in Boston. Miami, if you remember in the dog days, I mean, they couldn't even sell half the damn stadium out. It's a beautiful location in Miami, but Boston has all the history, Red Auerbach and and Bill Russell and,
Yep.
and the works that way. Miami's been around, 30 years, maybe 35 years. Boston's been around since the beginning of time, and the Hall of Fame is up there in Springfield, up there in Massachusetts anyway. Boston will be a tougher matchup, but Miami will give us a little bit of trouble too. I think in Miami, I think you could see 6. I think it's more likely 5. If it's Boston, you better expect at least 6, if not 7.
I would like 7 actually.
I don't. I want to end this. I want to end it as quickly as possible.
I know you want to end. I know. I get it.
I don't want to risk another injury. You know what Clay had to go through in Game 6 in the NBA Finals back in 2019. I don't want it. Get every one of these series over as quick as possible.
I get it.
To less, to deal with less probability of possibly a season-ending injury for someone. Hopefully not, but we, Game 7s are where the money are. It's win or go home. But I'd like to finish it, 4, 5, or 6 if possible.
Yeah. Bashar, let's get your take.
Last show, Boston was a team that scared me, and I even said it when I was on the locker room rant. And surprisingly, they're down 2-1. But you never know.
It was Milwaukee that scared me because Milwaukee had the big in the name of Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Me too.
That was it. Looking at it now, Boston is going to definitely be the tougher of the two matchups. John V made a point of saying that Miami is extremely physical, but they don't have the size and they don't have they don't have the bench. Someone mentioned Oladipo. John, you mentioned Oladipo. He's kind of a shell of himself. I think he can put up maybe 10 if he's hot, but he's just. I wouldn't rely. If I was Miami, I wouldn't be relying on Oladipo.
Sure.
Oladipo.
Yeah, I agree.
Indiana University.
On it?
Oh, actually, honestly, I don't care who we play. We just gotta go play.
There
we
was
just
a
gotta go play.
Samuel sighting.
As long as we win,
you gotta, Jordan. You gotta have some opinions on some of these questions. You're every single one of these podcasts. You're coming in and just dodging every single question.
Whoa!
Let's hear some
answer
some
short and
opinions.
simple, Cory. I'm a big talker, man.
Shots fired.
Brandon knows.
It's not a shot, Bashar.
I'm a quiet person.
It.
I'm a quiet person, but
no, we need to get you out more, my guy.
We just won today. We can't be quiet.
We're one win away from the finals. I think we're allowed to. That's it.
I'd probably agree with Brandon. I would like to play Boston just because I think it's a different matchup, and I would like to see Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown versus Steph and Clay and Poole and just everyone getting out of each other.
Don't forget Wiggins in there. Wiggins is playing top notch right now.
The whole team, Steve
is.
Kerr against, I don't know Boston's coach name, I forgot, but he's.
Yeah, he was assistant for Popovich back in the day.
He's done pretty well, so
Ito something.
It's pretty good matchup. So I'd probably see Boston.
John said it's daylight over there in the Netherlands. I see.
We need to get John on here one of these days. I know he has a
I'm trying. John, do you want to join us right now, man? We would love to have you on.
Everybody in the pool. Everybody in the pool. Come on.
Pool party.
We're going crazy on Tuesday though. If they finish it off, we'll have a good time.
Everybody.
Yeah, we'll have a round table.
Get the whole fan base
sweep on Tuesday.
We'll do something big. But no, I just like the way that this team is playing right now. The defense is on another level. The rebounding is exquisite, and the ball movement is a thing of beauty. And hopefully we can see more posterizing dunks here before the season's over.
Oh yeah, why not?
Because that was unbelievable.
And to touch on what you said about ball move, they mentioned something really, really that made a whole lot of sense during the broadcast because there was some really nice ball movement going on in the game, and they did a replay. And then I forgot which announcer mentioned it, but he basically mentioned that it was something that what's his name that used to coach the guy that coaches San Antonio Spurs. Greg Popovich. Popovich basically said they asked Popovich once about having guys on the floor who couldn't shoot, and because obviously we had Draymond on the floor and Looney on the floor, but Popovich's answer to that was if those guys on the floor can't shoot, they better be able to pass and rotate the ball and better be good at passing, and that's pretty much what we have here. Is 49er Minded the only place you guys post us on? So this is like a joint podcast. We're doing it on my channel and on they have their own original channel. So if you're not subscribed to them, subscribe to their channels. Locked In GSW Podcast, 49er Media.
Yes, sir.
And every
Locked In GSW.
and every
podcast.
once in a while, I'll do a Warrior based show on my channel, just a standalone one.
So game 4, do they come out just firing all cylinders, or do you think they struggle in the first quarter and then they pick it up in the second half and just end them?
Who wants to go first? You want me to jump on this first? If you're Dallas, you better jump out early because, essentially like what they did in game number 2 and hope that they can contain it for 4 quarters. And that, I think, is what people are not quite understanding is even if you go back to all those years, we can use the 16 where they went 73-9. Games can be close at halftime. Things can look real tight, and okay, it's an evenly matched game. You look at the score at the end of the third quarter, and the team's getting blown out by 20. You have to be able to play 48 minutes of basketball against the Warriors, and I really even with the 2 teams in these, I just don't see it. You don't have the depth to match with us. You don't have the speed and the agility with the ball movements and everything. Boston scares me a little bit just because of the defense, but they don't have really the size. I know they have some big men there, but I don't think they match the physicality of Miami like what John V. Commented earlier. To beat the Warriors, you have to really stay as close to them as possible for as long as you can because – you can blink, and in 1 second you can be from down 2 or 4 to 15 or 20, and the game is practically over. The Warriors finish games well. They're really a second-half team. So if the Warriors come out blazing, kind of like today, it was a little sluggish, but they were right there pretty much all the way through. I don't think Dallas had a larger lead than maybe 5 or 6 throughout the entire game. You got to be up 15 or 20, and that may not even be enough. And the Warriors proved that in game 2. To get through a game and to force this back to San Francisco, they have to play 48 minutes of basketball.
Did you guys know that Debo Samuel was near the court side?
Yes.
And Dre
gave him his jersey.
Yeah. And so people are speculating that Debo's not going to be at the mini camp tomorrow. So I don't know. Just threw that out there.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. We're definitely gonna have to keep up on that just to see what's going on over there. Nothing. I mean, it's probably nothing big to look into.
Klay Thompson put out a post about Andrew Wiggins on Twitter. It said, "I'll read it just a second." He basically said, "I'm so happy for Andrew Wiggins. He's worked so hard to get to this point." So
he wants that ring.
Yes, sir.
Yes, he does. He wants that ring.
Steph wants that Finals MVP for once.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope.
Let's
hope in the finals, Looney doesn't play like he's playing right now.
Oh, will you stop it? Stop it!
Wait. Say that again.
I said in the finals, let's hope Looney doesn't play like he's playing right now, because then Steph won't get the finals.
Oh no! Come on. Man.
Stop it! Don't put that in the air right now.
Or something.
Steph should have had a finals MVP already, but.
Yeah, exactly.
The first one with Iguodala. Iguodala slowed down LeBron James. Let's give it to Iguodala. Iguodala's a Hall of Famer as far as I'm concerned anyway.
Of course.
But Steph's going to get a Finals MVP before his career is over for sure.
Yeah. So Loth said, you can pretty much say we haven't even came out blazing with Steph and Klay and Poole putting up 24 plus each.
Okay, so John V, can you read John V's comment? Because I want to add to it really, really quick. He said Wiggins' poster was dope. Which one would you take, the Baron Davis one or this one? And coincidentally, they're both against the Mavs.
Baron Davis. No. Well, come on.
Oh.
Bashar, you're better than this. Baron Davis's dunk was 6'3" and dunked on a 6'9" premier shot blocker. His name was Andre Karolinko. Karolinko never played for Dallas. He played for Utah. Come on, you're better than this. Where's your knowledge? That was in the second round.
Because we had beat the Mavericks.
Drives the left baseline and just dunks it right on a 6'9" premier shot blocker and just
really a poster.
Raise the roof. Baron Davis all day.
So speaking of Baron Davis, he did tweet.
Yes.
He did tweet, say, put that poster on the wall, Dub. Say a prayer for the victim. #body.
I actually re-quoted that tweet a little bit earlier. You can check on my timeline.
I saw that,
Saying
Cory.
he's trying to roll back from the 07 We Believe season. Let's get it down. But no, the Baron Davis dunk over this one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those said, and Baton is a point guard, or Baron is a point guard.
Yeah.
Baron is a point guard, 6'3",
so
at best.
Yeah. So JV, on Tuesday, let us know if you want to join us, especially if the Warriors sweep. It'd be awesome to have you.
Anybody can come on.
I'll see if my buddy can join us. Again, he's a little bit ahead of us. I think he's in Mountain Time, so it'll be an hour later. But I'll be talking to him tomorrow at some point, and I'll see if we can get him on, because Bashar and I have had him on a space before, and he really knows his stuff. Him and I kind of go back and forth every day or two, and he really has a lot to add to everything what we had seen.
Yeah, 49er Media, of course you can. We would love to have you on. So just
we'll
send you the link. We'll put the link inside the chat on Tuesday, and then anybody could join.
The more the merrier.
Yep.
Shout out to
yep.
Clay, Steph, and Poole for making all their free throws.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the free throws like all you other guys are.
Wiggins, I think, only missed one tonight too.
Yeah, he missed one.
He had the three pointer that he.
Yeah.
I think he missed one.
Yeah,
I'm not looking at it right now, but I think he missed
Wiggins. Wiggins went 4 or 5 in the free throw. 11-20 filled and 3-point.
Free throws are important, Bashar, because the other team gets more foul calls.
I know, but people trip off of them like Curry, oh, Curry missed a free throw. Oh my gosh, like as if he's this terrible free throw shooter all of a sudden.
He's not. It's just weird. It's just weird to see.
I know, but what's a blue moon? I mean, big deal.
John V, it's 10 o'clock right now where we're at. So we're 3 hours behind you.
Yeah. I think we're about to end it soon now.
Yeah. We are. Yeah. So it's 10 o'clock right now.
Final thoughts, guys?
Just try to finish this off Tuesday and give the team as much rest as possible going into the finals. But, even if Dallas can squeeze one out, we come back to our home crowd on Thursday and take care of it. It's still close to it's 4 or 5 days off still. But, yeah, hopefully can finish this and get GP2 back for game 1, because we're going to need him.
And Otto.
Yeah, Otto, we'll see. I mean,
and
if Otto
Otto.
doesn't come back, I'm assuming they finally give Kuminga some burn.
I think you'll see Otto back here. It didn't seem all that substantial.
I think he's okay. Yeah.
But Gary Payton with the just locked in perimeter defense, especially against a team like Boston with Marcus Smart and
his dunks
and
Marcus Dumb
and his corner threes. But just finish this off as quickly as possible and just get as much rest as you can. And game 1 will be out at Chase Center. So let's get this done, fly back home, and have a week. In all seriousness, probably a week and a half at home.
Have a good Memorial weekend for them. Yeah,
that's it too.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
Also, thank you very much for shouting us out.
For sure.
We really appreciate it. That's what we're here to do. Is always talk about Warriors ball and just have fun with it. Honestly, and then another TV. I just want to let you know we'll probably go on around whenever the game is done. Which probably is usually like 8:30 over in this time, so we'll probably be on by like 9 o'clock. So just a heads up on that one. But everybody that's been tuning in, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. If you guys haven't yet already, before you guys go over to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com, and then type in Locked In GSW podcast or on YouTube. And then if you haven't yet, go over to our Twitter at GSW_podcast. Instagram as Locked In GSW podcast, spelled all the way out. Twitch.tv/Locked In GSW podcast. So other than that, if you guys haven't yet already, please hit that like and subscribe button. We're really trying to get out there more, and we'll be doing a lot more post games for sure, especially with Bashar and Cory. It's always fun. But until next time, guys.
Bashar and Cory, tag yourselves real quick.
Oh yeah. Let everybody know where they can find you at if they haven't yet.
People who don't, people already on the 49er Minded channel, they know what's up. But they want to add me on the Twitter. They got questions for me. Go ahead at 49er Minded or on Instagram. I check those all the time. And there's a 49er Minded Facebook group. So, and every once in a while, I might bring on some Warriors guest guy. Had Kevin Den on before, the Santa Cruz Warriors announcer, Cyrus from Locked On Warriors, and who knows who else might come on in the future. So.
Yeah, I'm just on Twitter, no Instagram account. It's at sport_fanatic10. Any sports that you'd like to talk about that ranges from the NFL to Major League Baseball to the NHL to obviously the NBA. Any soccer content that you want to talk about, get into the AMA motocross, Formula One, golf. PGA Championship just ended today. Great finish.
Wrestling.
Anything that you want to talk about, just DM me and we'll chat up a conversation.
It's Jordan. Tell them where they can find you also.
Me?
In the
Yeah,
Netherlands.
just your
in
personal
the Netherlands,
page. In the Netherlands.
Well, you can find me at the JM Kid on Twitter and Instagram. I'm also co-host of the Locked In Golden State Warriors podcast, so you can find us on there. Yeah.
You know what? The way you spell JM
Yes.
Kid, it reminds me of Jason Kidd on your little Twitter handle.
Almost.
Thanks, JV. I really appreciate it. Also, too, if you guys haven't yet, I also have another podcast page. It's 49ers. It's Forever Faithful Podcast. If you haven't subbed to that yet, please sub to that as well.
We'll have plenty of talk about after this NBA season is over. I can guarantee you.
For sure. Well, tomorrow there's gonna be a little
for sure.
Yeah, you guys will.
Yep, for sure. But until next time, go Dubs.
Just win,
Go
baby.
Warriors, baby.